The Conjuring had one of the scariest movie trailer moments of all time. And I immediately knew I was not gonna watch this movie because I'm a big scaredy cat, and then this happened. And I was too curious to not check it out. And it turns out that The Conjuring was more than just jump scares and clapping hands.
Oh, really?
This was a hell of a good movie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot of horror movies are based on real events, and this one's no different. But The Conjuring is also based on the real cases and lives of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Are Ed and Lorraine priests?
Did you personally perform the exorcism?
No, I'm not authorized.
No.
Well, we've been called demonologists. It's one name for us.
Are they angels set on high? Nope. They're just your ordinary, everyday, self-taught demonologists with a trophy room full of trapped demons. But them being ordinary is the key to this being such a successful franchise. And today, it gives us the one thing you can learn about screenwriting from the movie The Conjuring. Make your hero an ordinary person and put them in extraordinary circumstances, and you've got a potential franchise on your hands. Let's discuss.
That's great, but what's the one thing?
Before I get any snarky comments, yes, I'm holding my microphone today because this happened. That just isn't working anymore. You're probably thinking, they're demonologists, Jeff. They're not ordinary. Yes, they are, because they're not who we traditionally think of as the person who would perform an exorcism. When we think of demons and possessions, we think of priests. The more grizzled, the better. But priests are hard to connect with. They don't live the same lives that we live. They don't have the same fears that we have. They don't love the same. They know things we don't know or couldn't possibly know unless you went to years of seminary or were given the gift by God. Ed and Lorraine are self-taught. They did it the hard way, went to the school of hard knocks. They learned the same way I learned how to write. A lot of trial and error and a ton of YouTube videos.
What's up, demon hunters? It's your ghoul friend, Exorcist, and today we're talking about the many uses of table salt for ghost rain. But before that, smite that like button.
We see so many moments of their humanity, hugging each other, relying on each other, caring about their daughter, being able to connect with another family because they love their daughter. And yes, you have all the tropes, things flying off the wall, being dragged out of bed, the jump scares. But you see those in every horror movie. Because Ed and Lorraine are normal people, you get these unique moments of tenderness and care that you don't usually get in this type of movie. And they resonate because those are the moments we cherish in our own lives, which are a little ordinary. Here's where I might lose some of you because we're not all ordinary.
What? What do you mean?
Despite what I just said, we all have a skill. We have some life experience we bring to the table that others don't. But if you start with an ordinary person and give them a little bit of a special skill, that tiny amount they need to start this incredible journey, that's when you've got a great character. And for Ed, it is his life experience. He's assisted on a few exorcisms. He's not ordained, he's not a priest, he's not even a psychiatrist. Heck, he bought all of his gear on a clearance sale at Radio Shack. But when he needs to step up and be extraordinary for the people that he cares about, he steps up. That's an ordinary person doing an extraordinary thing.
I have to do it. The exorcism.
That scene actually reminds me of the thought experiment of could you land a plane if you absolutely had to? And my answer to that has always been yes. I don't know why, I just think I could do it.
You can do it.
And so if we were out in the woods together and you needed an exorcism, the power of Christ would compel me.
He can do it.
And yes, we have to talk about the clairvoyant in the room, which is Lorraine. But her clairvoyance is more used as something to propel the plot other than to solve problems. For most of the movie, she acts more like a doting wife than a badass demon hunter. Last episode, I talked about The Exorcist, and I do promise that I'll move off possession for a little while. I'll do the hand thing, though, where you can click away and watch. But don't do that, stay with me. Let's compare The Exorcist, which was massively successful, to The Pope's Exorcist, which was massively not. I'm about to say the word exorcist a lot. In The Exorcist is barely in the movie. He comes in at the end, but the main characters are Regan and Father Karras. And the filmmakers bend over backwards to make Father Karras a normal guy. He's sort of just a priest in robes only. And because they were the focus, we connected with them more than we possibly could have with The Exorcist. And we connected with those characters because they were like us. Unlike The Exorcist, who was just a straight up badass. Not to say that you're not a badass. You might be a badass. I don't know you. The Pope's Exorcist fell flat to me because it centered around Russell Crowe, who just always had all the answers.
My diocese is wrong.
He was smarter than everyone. He performed exorcisms on the reg. They didn't try to humanize him at all, and it was a dud.
I do not believe it.
Look, I'm not saying don't write a movie about an expert facing a really tough case. We're always going to have those, and they can be really good. Dark Waters was a good lawyer movie. Lawyer takes on DuPont. The Killer was a pretty decent David Fincher hitman romp with a very good hitman. The Brutalist was great. A brilliant immigrant architect gets his chance to make his masterpiece. But instead of a lawyer, what about a trailer trash nobody who takes on the best lawyers in the game? Aaron Brockovich. Instead of a hitman, what if you have a cab driver taking on an exceptional hitman? Collateral. And instead of a world-class architect, what about this guy?
Guys, wait up!
And look, if you want to take the note behind the note here, it's to humanize your characters and make them as relatable as you can. But that's really hard when your character starts out too powerful, too spiritual, too cold and calculated. Then you end up with a film where the main character is trying to become human, like Superman.
That is being human.
But yeah, Ed and Lorraine, for the most part, they're just like you and me. I still have a trophy or two in my house. Not haunted, of course, but I get it. So that's it. The one thing you can learn about screenwriting from the movie The Conjuring is to take ordinary characters and put them in extraordinary situations. If you do, they'll be more relatable and will care about their success in the future. And don't let your kid play in the possession room.
Dad?
That scene bothers me so much. Those are terrible parents. Thank you for watching. That's it for me. Like and subscribe and do all the things. And if you learned one thing about the art of storytelling today, I hope it was with me.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.